Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Target Focus Life. My name's Steve, and today I have the Browning Citori 725 in 28 gauge. So if you're looking for a detailed and in-depth review of this fine over-under shotgun, you've come to the right place. Let's go! Throughout this review, I'm going to be going through a lot of different areas. Feel free to just jump to whatever area you want. We'll put chapter markers, but let's just jump right into the specs of this shotgun. As I mentioned, this is a Citori 725, so it is on the Citori action. Low profile receiver, full width, hinge pin and locking bolt. We'll show you that in just a little bit when we break down the shotgun. But looking at the specs, this shotgun is 7 pounds, 8 ounces. In the 28 gauge model anyways, with the 30-inch barrel, which I have here. It's also available in 32-inch barrels on the sporting model, 12, 20, and 410. So you have some different options. In fact, right over here on the table, I have a Citori 725 field model in 410. So across the 725 lineup, you have a lot of different options between field, between sporting models, trap models. There's a wide array of them. Today I'm primarily going to be talking about the sporting, since that's what I have here in my hands, but I'll make a few comparisons to what you're going to see in the field model. When you look at the length of pull, it is 14 3/4 inches, which is definitely longer than what you see in a lot of field models. The drop at the comb is 1 9/16 inches. The drop at the heel is 2 3/16. So you have about 5/8 inch drop across the comb, a little more than a 1/2 inch. Generally in those field models, you'll see a little bit more drop in the comb than you do on the sporting models. MSRP of the 725 sporting is $35.99. Definitely not the cheapest over-under out there, but if you like the Citori action and you don't quite have that much to spend, you can go just down to the Citori line. I've already reviewed the CXS, I've reviewed the Citori Hunter. They're not nearly as fancy looking, but they are still great guns on a great proven action. So definitely check those out. The 725 Sporting comes with 5 chokes. You're going from Skeet, Improved Cylinder Mod, Improved Mod, and Full. One of the last things I want to look at in the specs is the trigger. This is not something that manufacturers generally put out there, or that I've ever seen them put out there, but I want to look at the trigger weight. I'm also going to look at how it feels, the pre-travel, the over-travel, the brake. Feels really nice. Nice clean brake. I'm guessing it's close to 5 pounds, probably a little under 5 pounds. Also to note on these triggers is that this trigger is movable. You can move it at different locations to really get it dialed in, get that right where you need to be. And the trigger shoes are replaceable. This comes with 3 trigger shoes. So this one is the canted trigger shoe. If you get in there and look closely, you can see that this trigger is canted, which makes it really easy and just natural, because your finger naturally comes at an angle. Your finger, you know, unless you crank your wrist, doesn't come in like that. It comes at an angle, so it allows you to kind of work that angle. I've really enjoyed it so far, but more on that. Let's put this on the trigger scale, see where we're coming in at. One thing I forgot to mention is this is a mechanical trigger. It's generally only found on a little bit higher models, like the basic Citori models or inertia triggers. It relies on the inertia of the first shot to reset the trigger. Where on the mechanical trigger, I can actually pull twice without a shot going off. So mechanical trigger. If I were to grab the Citori, reset the triggers, I could pull it once, but without a bang, without the shot going off, the trigger's not going to reset. Definitely it's going to be under 5 pounds. 3 pounds, 13 ounces, under 4 pounds. Wow. A little bit heavier on that one, 4 pounds, 5.6 ounces. Now there can be difference between that first and the second one. Try this again. First, yeah, 3 pounds, 12 ounces, just like last time, very similar. Sometimes there can be variations in my pulls, that's why I like to do an average. But I come up with 3 pounds, 15.7 ounces, so just under 4 pounds. That's awesome. I am so looking forward to shooting this. And also in the 28 gauge, you know it's gonna have light recoil, which we're gonna test out here in just a few minutes. We'll look at recoil and reliability. But right now I want to take a look at the ergonomics of this shotgun. This is the look, the feel, the function. First thing I like to do is just put it in my hands. I can feel the palm swell right here. That feels great. I love that canted trigger. That feels great. The forend, the checkering feels really nice. Cut 20 line per inch checkering on this shotgun. There isn't much contour to the forearm. It's pretty straight, but at least it's thin. The thing that sometimes I don't like about contour is that I like to point my finger like that. And if your contour is in the wrong spot, you can't do that. I like a little taper going forward, but this, I really think this is a great feeling shotgun in the hands. For me, mounts really nice, well balanced. I think I really like this shotgun. It has ivory mid bead, and unfortunately it has a fiber front bead. I could do without the fiber front bead. I don't need that, but I know that's sometimes personal preference. It has an Inflex recoil pad that should help dampen recoil, although it's very, very thin. Looking at the wood, this is grade 3/4 walnut. The wood is really nice looking. I love the look of the receiver. Just a beautiful overall gun. It's got the vented barrels, the vented stepped up rib. If you look right here, you can see it steps up from the receiver. That's what I prefer. I tend to peak a whole lot less when it's stepped up like that. Just overall, ergonomics wise, the look, the feel, the function, it is a little stiff. I have not shot this gun much. I know the other Citori actions start out stiff and they loosen up, but one thing I do know is they're extremely tight tolerances. They just feel solid in the hands. Now let's take a quick look at the quality of build of this shotgun. To do that, I like to break it down. It has nice quality wood. We've already talked about that. Steel receiver. And speaking of the receiver, let's take a look inside at that. If you look here at the front, it's got a hinge pin that goes all the way across. You have a lot of surface area for that shotgun to hinge on. Should lead to longevity. If you look in the back of the receiver, you see the locking bolt is full width of the receiver and it's tapered, giving a lot of surface area to lock into. I think just overall, it's a great design. The only thing I don't like about the design is it's a little more complicated than others. It should be as easy as doing that, right? But what you might find is, well, I'm binding, I'm hitting, what's going on? Okay, let's look here. Down below, this lever here is down. So I gotta push the top lever over, pull that up, then I should be able to slide in. If you do it just right, there we go. Perfect, in, back together. This is on a receiver that's gonna last a long time, well built, but I would love to get your experience. If you have this gun, 725, maybe you shot a lot of rounds. Have you ever had issues? Put it down in the comments below, because when we all share, we all get better and we all learn. Now let's take a look at recoil and reliability. Primarily looking at recoil here, reliability on an over-under is gonna come down to, did the triggers pull? Did the ejectors eject? I don't expect any issues with that. I wanna shoot some clays. We're gonna be looking at recoil here. Look at that, hit right off the bat. One thing I can say is that recoil, of course we're shooting 28 gauge. The Citori handles the recoil really nice. The 725 handles it really nice. Yeah, straight back into my shoulder. No issues at all. Let's see how far those ejectors throw the shells. One thing I've noticed with the Citoris, the way their ejectors work, it doesn't seem to throw them with as much velocity or as far as a lot of other shotguns. Not that that's an issue. As long as they work consistently, that is what I would be most concerned about. And I'm having so much fun shooting this gun. I just want to honestly just keep shooting. Another hit. Ooh, got all of that one. Typically I'm shooting 12 gauges, sometimes 20, but I would absolutely love to do more shooting with the 28 gauge. Highly enjoyable round to shoot, still able to bust clays really well, minimal recoil. This is a great feeling shotgun. I'm so excited about it, but it's really gonna come down to this, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta do some speed shooting. We gotta put this gun on the clock. How fast can I shoot 2 clays? I just broke my speed record earlier today shooting the Browning Citori CXS with a score of 0.96, I believe. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to beat that. That's super fast. But let's give it a try. See if I can make this my new record speed shooting with an over-under. Why the speed shooting, you may ask? Well, ladies and gentlemen, because this is when it all comes together. We're on the clock. I have to do it fast. I have to mount fast. I have to pull the triggers fast. Everything has to line up to get it on the clock and get a good score. So I'm gonna be able to test all sorts of things, give you my final thoughts right after this. Let's go fast. First shots, no hits. What am I shooting here? Oh yeah, full and a modified. At the distance I'm shooting at, not ideal. I think we just need to register one score. We got a registered score, hit both of them. Wasn't very clean shooting. It took me a little while. It's a 1.06. I'm gonna try this one more time. I think I can get faster. I gotta get faster. We can beat a 1.06 with this gun. There we go. That felt really good. 0.97, we're right there. It was a 2-0 split. Pretty good with an over-under. It did not take me long to do that at all. I'm not gonna shoot nearly as many rounds as I would with a 12 gauge or sometimes even 20 gauge, because 28 gauge is a little harder to come by. I don't have nearly as much stock. So we're just gonna leave it at that. That is a really good score, a 0.97. After shooting this in the review, shooting it before the review, shooting it in the speed shooting, I'm extremely happy with this shotgun. If I was looking for a nice sporting shotgun to go out and shoot some skeet, shoot some clays, sporting clays, maybe even take hunting, I would be okay taking this gun hunting. I wouldn't have any hesitation. I know they don't advertise this as like a crossover model, but I would have no hesitation taking this out and shooting some grouse, shooting some quail, anything like that. So that's a look at the Browning Citori 725 Sporting. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Remember, whether you're in the field or in life, you're only gonna hit those shots you're laser focused on. So live target focused. See ya.